I'm going to bring up Deanna here in a minute to talk to you about NAMI. How I found NAMI was a unique experience in and of itself. I live right down at the beach, and my wife and I, mostly my wife, does cleanup at the beach, picking up stuff. It's just become something that is just a passion for her to do, and for us. And we go down on July 5th. Can you only imagine what July 5th looks like on the beach? Have you been down there in the morning and after all the fireworks have gone off and there's all this trash on the beach? So we're down there cleaning up, and there's only just a few people. I can't remember how the weather was, but we did see a young man walking around kind of lost, and he had like flip-flops on, shorts, and a t-shirt. It was really early in the morning. He didn't look like he was there for a reason other than being lost. So I went up to him. I said, can we help you in any way? And he said, well, I lost my cell phone. I said, well, we haven't found one or anything, but would you like to use ours? So he borrowed my wife's, and he made a phone call, and he called his mom, and we could kind of overhear him talking, and you could tell his emotional or maturity level was much younger than what he actually appeared to be. And so there was definitely something going on there. So I ended up, long story short, finding out from the mom that she had to kick him out of the house. He had mental illness issues. The family was being torn apart by it. He was 22, and so here he is homeless, 22 years old. And what happened was, the night before on July 4th, he got jumped, and somebody stole his cell phone and gashed him in the neck. He was walking around with a bandage, holding a bandage on his neck. So they took him to the hospital at Beaches Baptist, and when they fixed him up the next morning, they just took him down to the end of the street and dropped him off, I guess, or let him go is the point. So he was there wandering around. So I tried to help this guy, but I did not know how to help him. And I did. So after we got him secured, I started doing some research throughout the next week. I still had the mom's number. And I came across NAMI and the programs that they have, and it was about the best thing I could offer up to her. I don't know what happened after that point, but I learned more about NAMI and the great work that they do, and so I started to want to help them out and play some music at the same time, have some fun, and this presentation was born. So I'm going to turn it over to Deanna here, and she's going to tell you about NAMI and the different things that they have. So just real quick beforehand, there is some literature out on the table out there. I've got one up here. They have QR codes on it. If you would like to donate to NAMI, you can go into the QR code, and it'll take you right to the website. If you do it that way, please, in the comments section, put the power of song so we know what event the donation came from. It'd be great, greatly appreciated. So Deanna, you want to come up and give them a little tour?
I want to thank Joel and the church for allowing me to come today and talk to you all about NAMI Jacksonville and all the programs that we provide the community. Who here has ever heard of NAMI by chance? Okay, a few people, great. So NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. There's about 600 affiliates throughout the United States. Your local affiliate here in Jacksonville is NAMI Jacksonville, Florida. We have been around since about 1987. A group of family members came together, finding that their loved ones had a mental illness, and there was not much support out there in the community for the loved ones, and how to navigate the system on their journey. So they came together around a kitchen table, and they formed NAMI Jacksonville. In 2013, we were reaffiliated. From 2013 on, we were able to gain a board of directors and an executive director, and then we were able to hire on staff members Over the last 2 years, we've actually gained from all volunteer run to now we have 6 staff members that are doing the work for NAMI Jacksonville. Although we call ourselves small but mighty, we would not be able to do the great work we do without our volunteers. And right now, I believe we have about 96 individuals who come out and provide our programs to the community, which is an awesome thing. We would not be able to do what we do without them. In our programs, we provide peer support as well as family support. So that's one thing that's different from that NAMI does compared to other mental health services, is that we don't just give support to individuals living with a mental health condition. We also give support to those family members, friends, caregivers. It's hard enough living with a mental illness, but it's even harder for the family members to watch their loved ones go through what they're going through without knowing what they can do to help. So we provide those family support groups as well, along with peer support groups. Another great thing about NAMI that is different from other mental health services is that all of our programs are free. They are free to the community. We do not charge. We do not go through insurance. It's all free to the community. Another great thing about NAMI compared to other mental health services is that we're all peer-led services. So we don't go from therapists and counselors and things like that. We are actually individuals who have lived experience. We are family members with lived experience. We are peers that have lived experience. So we can gain and give support and comfort more so to individuals needing it. Another great difference about NAMI is that we're all drop-in, and it's drop-in and open access for individuals. So when I say that, you don't have to necessarily have a professional diagnosis. You can be self-diagnosed. And our diagnoses are very broad. So when we think of mental illness, we think of the serious illnesses, schizophrenia, bipolar. But we don't base that. We don't discriminate on the mental illness. We see individuals that have anxiety, PTSD, postpartum depression, dementia, autism, other common mental illnesses like that. They come to our support groups and our programs. So it's very broad in that we don't turn anyone away to our services. We serve Clay, Duval, and now Nassau and Baker County as well. We have gained those counties to provide programs to them. Along with our peer support groups and our family support groups, we provide educational classes, which are our family to family class, as well as their peer-to-peer class. That is an 8-week class that gives individuals and family members education on communication skills, how to handle a crisis, resources that are in the area, not only in mental health, but in other areas such as housing, food pantries, things like that, transportation. It's a great 8-week class, and it's very informative information that's given with that. Other things that we provide to the community is in the forms of outreach. We go to Capitol, to Tallahassee as well as DC, and we advocate for individuals who cannot advocate for themselves, and we try to change how people see mental illness and break down that stigma on those levels, those legislative levels, to make change in the community. We also provide, we've actually launched 6 new programs this year, which is I'm very happy about. We were able to provide the community with Homefront, which is like our family-to-family class. However, it's based for family members of veterans and active duty service members. And it goes off those same bases of communication skills, how to handle a crisis, things like that. But also covers deployment and coming back and things like that. So it's a great program that we just launched this year. We also launched Sharing Hope, which is a new program for the African American community that starts the conversation about mental illness, and breaks down that stigma that goes around that. We were also able to provide a new Girl Scout program to the youth, because it starts with the youth, really, and really breaking down mental illness and the stigma that goes around it. So we were able to launch a program, a patch program called OK to Talk, which it gives individuals the opportunity to learn self-care and how to be a good friend, and how to talk about mental illness with their friends, to give that support and resources. We were also able to launch Go Lime Green, which is the same thing. We break down stigma and we promote mental health awareness in school settings, that at their football games or any kind of sporting events, we go all green. Lime green is our mental health awareness color, so we go out to the schools and we promote that as well, which is a fun activity for our youth. This year we were also able to provide the community 2 new teen support groups that gains that support for the teens and youth over at Baptist and then Child Guidance Center as well. So we were really excited about that. Along with the other programs, as you see, we're launching next month. December 7th will be our first one, but we are going to give the community Family and Friends, which is like the family-to-family class, but we understand that some people are taking care of their loved ones, so they're not able to commit to the 8-week class. So we're providing Family and Friends, which is just a 90-minute seminar that briefly goes over the topics that are in the family-to-family class for those family members. So we're going to launch that on December 7th in Orange Park. And then we have a helpline. We have a helpline that, it's a warm line, it's not a hot line, but we have volunteers on that answer phone calls and emails and just gives out general resources not only on NAMI programs, but on local resources in the community that maybe somebody might need. We go out and do outreach with information tables and do events like these, just to promote mental health awareness and understand that everyone has mental health and it's important that we keep it up. It's just like physical health, and the two go hand in hand. So we want to try to promote that as best as possible. We do lunch and learns and Inner Voices, which is a great presentations as well. And I think that's about it. We do a lot of different presentations. So we're always growing, we're always expanding, we're always looking for volunteers to be able to expand out into different areas. So yeah, that's NAMI Jacksonville in a nutshell. I know I'm trying to keep it quick. But yeah, we want to do the great work we can do. We offer all of our programs online and in person to make our programs more impactful and accessible to the community. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them after the presentation. And thank you guys for having me and being here today. Thanks.